Good morning. It's Saturday morning, April 25th, 2026, and it's time for your morning walk with me, Sophronia. A friend recently returned from Iceland, and they told me how it turned out to be a very special place for them, that they felt so much themselves there. They absolutely loved it. And my question for them was, when are you going back? I think, and you've heard me talk about this before, it's difficult and rare to find something that we truly love that teaches us something about ourselves. And I feel that when you find it, you got to dive into it and see what else there is to be found. Now, I don't mean you have to move to the place, but because there are many beautiful places in the world, but I do think it's worth revisiting. England is a place like that for me. You know, it's like I don't even have to seek out opportunities. They seem to find me. England and Scotland seem to be calling me a lot lately. But another place is Chautauqua, and I will write about this more in detail in the space below this video. But I first went to Chautauqua in the summer of 2022. I'd been invited to lecture there. And if you know Chautauqua, it's this beautiful Victorian community. It's kind of like Brigadoon. You know, it comes alive for 9 weeks every summer. And there are lectures and there are arts, you know, dance, theater, opera, people talking about interesting ideas, talking about religion, talking about politics and the media, philosophy, nature. It's just fascinating. Families have been going there for generations. And I realized that there was something that really spoke to me there, and that I had to go back, which I did. You know, I've been to Chautauqua every summer since then. Recently, my last summer, started teaching a course there. This summer, I've decided, you know, I've only been going for a week at a time. And last summer, I was like, well, why am I limiting myself? If I love being here, I should be here for longer. So I'll be spending, over the course of the summer, about 3 weeks at Chautauqua. But you find a way to do it. I think we all have, I think there's a website that talks about our geographic homes. Like, we have places within us that call to us. And they may not be the places where we grew up. Although being back in the Midwest has certainly felt like I've returned to something from my childhood, and I love being here again. But I invite you, and I think we move around a lot. You know, we can travel so quickly and easily from place to place, something that we took for granted until the pandemic. But the fact that we can go to multiple places makes us forget that sometimes it's not about going to multiple places. Sometimes it is returning to one place again and again, because that there's something there for us, that we're learning something about ourselves. So I invite you to think about that. You know, Italy is another place like that for me. You know, I've been to Venice a few times now. I like being near the water, and sometimes that helps me, you know, when I haven't been to Venice in a long time, to think about the city. I'm looking forward to being back there in January with the Alma MFA. But I invite you to think about these places and to find ways to have them in your life, even if for a little bit. You know, I may not go to England all the time, but I can watch this wonderful show called Escape to the Country, where I learn about different parts of England and see people who are searching out homes there. I can, you know, walk by the water, the rivers here in Michigan, and think about Venice. But I invite you to find the places that are home to you and give them to yourself again and again and again. I'm going to keep walking. As I said, I'll write more about Chautauqua in the section below. But I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.